Lawmaker wants to end offshore drilling in California waters forever.
Yeah, and that means ending all current leases and drilling operations. KCAL9 political reporter Tom Wade is here with the details on this proposed bill.
Hi there, Pat and Juan. Well, the state senator behind the bill says last October's horrific oil spill off the coast of Orange County is just one example of why the ban has to be put in place. But leaders in the petroleum industry say the ban does not make sense economically or environmentally.
Enough is enough.
Orange County State Senator Dave Min says it's time to ban oil drilling off California's coast permanently. He says the massive oil spill that happened last fall off Orange County's coast sums up why the drilling must stop.
As I learned more about what was going on with these offshore oil rigs, the more determined I became to end it.
The proposed ban, first reported by the LA Times, would end offshore oil production starting in 2024. Currently, Min's office says there are 11 leases and 3 active oil rigs in California's waters. Senator Min says the drilling benefits versus the cost to the environment is not worth the risk.
These oil rigs, these leases have been around for decades, since the 1970s, 1960s, 1970s. And at this point, all the major oil corporations have abandoned it. They've given it over to these thinly capitalized wildcat companies that have no incentives to invest in infrastructure. We're going to face a lot more of these types of oil spills.
You know, any ban or mandate like this just means that we will need to import more energy from foreign sources.
Kevin Slagle is with Western States Petroleum Association. They represent one of the companies with offshore drilling operations.
This bill is concerning because it sets up potential for a big takings claim by eliminating existing leases and existing equipment.
So they're right. WSPA, the Western State Petroleum Association, is right in that we would have to provide just compensation. I think that amount of money is not going to be as significant as they're making it out to be, and here's why. The amount of oil revenue left in these leases is not that much.
Representing the oil workers, State Building and Construction's Trades Council released this statement. There's a constant drumbeat to cease oil and gas production in California with no corresponding responsible plan to power our state. Should we really be tanking more oil into California, greatly increasing carbon emissions as hundreds of tankers idle in our ports waiting to offload?
Those are families who live and work in the area, who have good paying jobs and good careers that will be eliminated by these types of bans and mandates.
Senator Min says his goal is to find other jobs for those who would be impacted. He says there are only 3 platforms that would be affected by this legislation, and the legislation would only control the 3 nautical miles off the coast. And beyond that, the federal government is in charge.